Look around you. The signs are becoming impossible to ignore. As we head into the final months of the year, a sense of urgency is building. Have you noticed the gaps on your local supermarket shelves or the relentless climb of food prices? These are not isolated incidents. They are warnings of a fragile system nearing its breaking point. When a crisis truly hits, the rush on essential goods will be immediate and overwhelming. Certain food items will be the first to disappear, cleared out by those who were prepared. What is readily available today could become a scarce commodity overnight. In this video, we will identify the 15 specific foods that will vanish first from store shelves. Paying close attention to what follows is more than just a good idea. It's a critical step to ensure your family doesn't face empty cupboards when it matters most. Stay with us because this knowledge is your advantage. 1. The universal comfort food, pasta and grains. When uncertainty strikes and people rush to secure their family's well-being, pasta is one of the very first items to be swept from store shelves. Its disappearance is swift and absolute for a multitude of reasons. First and foremost, it represents an incredible value proposition in terms of cost, calories, and convenience. A simple box of spaghetti or penne is inexpensive, lightweight, and can be stored almost indefinitely without special conditions. This makes it an ideal foundation for any emergency pantry. In a crisis scenario where every resource is precious, the ability to boil water and prepare a filling meal for an entire family in minutes cannot be overstated. It is the ultimate low-effort, high-reward food. This is why, during the initial waves of panic buying, the pasta aisle is often the first to be stripped bare. Beyond its practicality, pasta offers immense versatility and a sense of normalcy. It serves as a blank canvas for a meal, ready to be combined with canned sauces, dried herbs, oil, or preserved vegetables. This adaptability is crucial when your food options are limited. More importantly, pasta is a source of profound comfort. It's a familiar food that appeals to nearly everyone, especially children who may be picky eaters. In times of high stress, providing a meal that your family will eat without complaint is a significant psychological victory. People instinctively reach for what brings comfort and stability, and a warm bowl of pasta delivers that in spades. Experts have been sounding the alarm about the fragility of our global supply chains, making processed grains like pasta particularly susceptible to disruption. What is a budget-friendly staple today could become an unobtainable luxury tomorrow. Securing a supply now is a strategic move to ensure you have a reliable, calorie-dense, and morale-boosting food source when others are left facing empty shelves. 2. The foundation of survival, rice. Globally, rice is more than just food. It is the bedrock of sustenance for billions. This is precisely why it will be one of the first commodities to vanish in a widespread shortage. Its value in a crisis is almost unmatched. Rice is incredibly calorie-dense, meaning a small amount provides significant energy. It is also one of the most storable foods on the planet, with white rice lasting for decades if kept dry and sealed. This long-term viability makes it the cornerstone of any serious preparedness plan. When the public begins to sense a looming threat, the instinct is to acquire items that provide the most security for the lowest cost, and large bags of rice fit that description perfectly. A single 20-pound bag can provide foundational meals for a family for weeks, stretching other, scarcer resources further. The demand for rice skyrockets during emergencies because it is a universal staple that can be adapted to any meal. It can be served with beans, mixed with canned meats, or used to bulk up soups, transforming minimal ingredients into a substantial and satisfying dish. Its role extends beyond being a simple side. It is the very core of food security for countless cultures. This deep-seated reliance means that when panic sets in, the rush on rice will be immediate and intense. We are already seeing troubling signs from global markets. Unpredictable weather, widespread droughts in key growing regions, and geopolitical tensions are putting immense pressure on rice production. Prices are steadily climbing as supply struggles to meet ever-increasing demand. Once a full-blown crisis unfolds, these supply lines will break, and rice will disappear from view. Those who failed to stock up on this fundamental survival grain will be left without one of the most dependable, versatile, and life-sustaining foods available. 3. The protein powerhouse, canned legumes. In the hierarchy of survival foods, canned beans and lentils represent a critical tier of nutrition that often gets overlooked until it's too late. These unassuming cans are nutritional powerhouses packed with protein, fiber, and essential micronutrients. This makes them one of the most valuable assets in a situation where fresh food is no longer available. While many people focus on carbohydrates for quick energy, protein is vital for maintaining muscle mass, repairing tissue, and sustaining long-term health and strength. Canned legumes provide this crucial macronutrient in a shelf-stable, ready-to-use format, which is why they are cleared from shelves with surprising speed. During a crisis, their practicality becomes a defining advantage. They require no refrigeration and have a shelf life that spans years, making them a worry-free addition to any stockpile. The true genius of canned beans lies in their convenience. In an emergency where power grids fail and cooking fuel must be conserved, the ability to open a can and have an instant, nutrient-dense meal is a game changer. They can be eaten cold directly from the can if necessary, or easily heated to supplement another dish. This simple open and eat capability makes them a prime target for panicked shoppers. While all canned goods see a surge in demand during a shortage, beans, chickpeas, and lentils vanish first because of their superior nutritional profile. Unlike canned fruits or thin soups, legumes provide the hearty sustenance needed to feel full and energized. They are the silent workhorses of a prepper's pantry, offering a complete and satisfying meal with zero preparation. Overlooking them now means you risk losing access to one of the simple, stand most effective defenses against hunger and malnutrition when the food system breaks down. 4. The calorie-dense cream, nut butters. Peanut butter, along with its counterparts like almond or sunflower seed butter, is far more than a simple sandwich spread. It is a compact and potent source of survival fuel. A single jar is packed with an incredible density of calories, healthy fats, and protein. This combination makes it one of the most efficient foods for providing sustained energy, which is essential when physical exertion might increase and food intake might decrease. In a crisis, every calorie counts, and nut butters deliver them in a delicious, shelf-stable, and highly convenient package. This is why it's one of the first multi-purpose items to disappear from grocery stores. Its appeal is universal. Parents stock up on it as a guaranteed no-cook meal for children, while adults recognize its value as an instant source of energy that can be eaten straight from the jar. The logistical advantages of peanut butter cannot be ignored. It requires no refrigeration even after opening, and a single jar can last for months, making it a reliable food source when the power is out and refrigerators are useless. Its versatility is another key factor in its rapid disappearance. It can be spread on crackers, added to oatmeal for a protein boost, or simply eaten with a spoon for a quick and satisfying hit of energy. This blend of comfort, nutrition, and convenience makes it a nearly irreplaceable item in an emergency. As soon as the public perceives a threat to the food supply, the rush on items that are both comforting and practical begins. Peanut butter sits at the top of that list. Those who hesitate will quickly find the shelves empty, leaving them without a crucial, calorie-rich food that could provide the vital energy needed to navigate a difficult situation. 5. The morale booster, instant coffee. While it may not provide calories, instant coffee is one of the most psychologically critical items in a crisis, and it vanishes from shelves with astonishing speed. Its power lies not in nutrition, but in its ability to maintain morale, routine, and mental clarity. For millions, a morning cup of coffee is a non-negotiable ritual, a small act of normalcy that signals the start of the day. In a chaotic and stressful survival scenario, the ability to hold on to such routines provides an immense psychological anchor. It offers a taste of the world before the crisis, helping to fight off feelings of despair and hopelessness. This deep-seated human need for comfort and normalcy is why coffee becomes a high-priority item during any panic buying event. People don't just want to survive, they want to feel human while doing so. Beyond the comfort it provides, coffee delivers a crucial functional benefit: caffeine. In a disaster situation, sleep is often fragmented and of poor quality due to stress, noise, or the need to stand guard. Fatigue becomes a dangerous enemy, dulling your senses, slowing your reaction time, and impairing your judgment. Caffeine is a powerful tool to combat this exhaustion, helping you stay alert, focused, and capable of making sound decisions when it matters most. Instant coffee is particularly prized in these situations because of its long shelf life and ease of preparation. Unlike coffee beans or grounds that go stale, sealed jars of instant coffee can last for years. It requires only hot water and, in a pinch, can even be dissolved in cold water. This makes it the perfect low-maintenance choice for an emergency stockpile. Underestimating the importance of coffee is a common mistake. When the time comes, you will be grateful for the energy and mental fortitude it provides. 6. The daily loaf, bread and its components. Bread is a fundamental part of daily life for billions, making it one of the most vulnerable items in any crisis. Its disappearance from store shelves is not a matter of if, but when. The moment panic begins, bread is one of the first things people grab. It is a source of comfort, a staple for countless meals, and an affordable way to feed a family. This deep-seated reliance means that demand surges uncontrollably at the first sign of trouble. Supermarket bakeries and supply trucks simply cannot keep pace, and the entire bread aisle can be emptied in a matter of hours. People instinctively buy multiple loaves, hoping to freeze them and extend their personal supply, which only accelerates the public depletion. This pattern is a reliable indicator of rising public fear and a fragile supply chain. The immediate shortage of finished loaves, however, is only the first stage of the problem. The more significant danger lies in the disruption to the ingredients needed to make bread: flour, yeast, and salt. As a crisis deepens and transportation networks falter, shipments of grain and milled flour will slow to a crawl or stop entirely. Bakeries, both large and small, will be unable to source their primary ingredients, forcing them to cease production. At that point, the problem shifts from a temporary, panic-induced shortage to a long-term supply failure. The ability to make your own bread will become a critical survival skill, but even that will depend on having stockpiled the raw components. Flour itself will become a form of currency, a precious commodity that people will desperately seek. Those who did not prepare by storing flour, yeast, and the knowledge of how to use them will face a harsh reality: a world without one of its most basic and essential foods. 7. The pocket-sized powerhouse, nuts and seeds. In a survival scenario, caloric density and portability are king, which is why nuts and seeds are among the most strategic food assets you can possess. Often dismissed as simple snacks in times of plenty, their true value becomes glaringly obvious when a crisis hits, causing them to be cleared from shelves with surprising speed. Nuts like almonds, walnuts, and pecans are packed with an incredible amount of energy, healthy fats, and vital protein. A small, pocket-sized bag can provide more sustained fuel than many other bulkier food items. This makes them the perfect food for situations where you might be on the move, or when you need a quick, no-cook source of energy to keep your strength up. Their long shelf life and lack of need for refrigeration make them an ideal component of any emergency kit or long-term pantry. The rush on nuts and seeds happens because savvy preppers and panicked citizens alike quickly recognize their utility. They provide not just raw calories, but also a feeling of fullness and satisfaction that many carbohydrate-based foods lack. They also offer a crucial psychological boost. The familiar act of eating a handful of nuts can provide a small sense of normalcy and comfort during intensely stressful times. As the crisis deepens and the food supply chain grinds to a halt, items that offer maximum nutritional return for their weight and volume become invaluable. Nuts and seeds fit this description perfectly. They are, in essence, survival fuel in its most compact form. Failing to secure a supply of them now means you will be without one of the most efficient and versatile sources of energy when your body and mind need it most. 8. The preserved ocean catch, canned fish. When the fresh food supply chain breaks down, access to high-quality protein becomes one of the most pressing challenges. This is why canned fish, such as tuna, salmon, and sardines, is a top-tier survival food that disappears almost instantly during a shortage. These items are a nutritional treasure trove loaded with protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and essential minerals that are crucial for maintaining physical health and cognitive function under stress. In a world without refrigeration, fresh meat becomes a dangerous liability that spoils within hours. Canned fish, however, offers the same nutritional benefits in a format that can last for years on a shelf, making it a cornerstone of any resilient food strategy. This reliability is precisely why it is targeted by shoppers during the first wave of panic buying. The practicality of canned fish is a major driver of its demand. It requires no cooking and can be eaten directly from the can, providing an instant, high-protein meal when fuel or time is scarce. This convenience is a lifesaver in an emergency. It can also be easily incorporated into other staples like rice or pasta, transforming a simple carbohydrate base into a much more complete and satisfying meal. Families understand this value instinctively, particularly parents who are desperate to ensure their children receive adequate protein for growth and health when other options are unavailable. As public awareness of the crisis grows, the canned goods aisle becomes a battleground, and the section containing fish is one of the first to be stripped bare. Waiting until the crisis is obvious means you will be left staring at empty shelves, having missed the opportunity to secure one of the most durable and nutritionally dense protein sources available. 9. The Vitamin Vault, preserved vegetables and fruits. While staples like rice and pasta provide the calories for survival, it is vegetables and fruits that supply the critical vitamins and minerals needed for long-term health. Fresh produce has an extremely short shelf life and relies on a complex, just-in-time delivery system. In a crisis, this system is one of the first to collapse. Trucks stop running, and grocery store produce sections, normally vibrant and full, will become barren wastelands within a day or two. This immediate disappearance triggers a secondary rush on preserved produce, canned and frozen vegetables, and fruits. People instinctively know that a diet consisting solely of starches and fats is a fast track to malnutrition and illness. Scurvy, weakened immune systems, and other deficiency-related diseases become real threats in a long-term scenario. This understanding fuels the urgent demand for preserved produce. Canned corn, green beans, peas, and tomatoes, as well as frozen vegetable medleys, fly off the shelves as people attempt to build a more balanced emergency pantry. These items provide the essential nutrients needed to maintain a functioning immune system and overall health. A stockpile of canned fruit offers not only vital vitamin C, but also a much-needed source of morale-boosting sweetness and variety in a monotonous diet. Without access to these micronutrients, the body's ability to heal itself, fight off infection, and maintain energy levels is severely compromised. The reality is that in a prolonged crisis, your health becomes your greatest asset. Overlooking the importance of preserved fruits and vegetables is a critical error, leaving you vulnerable to sickness at a time when medical help may be unavailable. 10. The morale multiplier, jams and spreads. At first glance, a jar of jam or jelly might not seem like a priority survival item, but its rapid disappearance from stores during a crisis tells a different story. Its value lies not just in its calories, but in its profound psychological impact. In a world of scarcity and stress, where meals may become bland and repetitive, jam acts as a powerful morale multiplier. The simple act of adding a spoonful of sweet, fruity flavor to a piece of dry bread, crackers, or oatmeal can make a meager meal feel like a treat. This small taste of normalcy and pleasure is incredibly important for maintaining mental fortitude, especially for families with children. Parents know that a familiar sweet taste can soothe a frightened child and encourage them to eat, making jam a high-priority comfort item. Beyond its psychological benefits, jam serves a practical purpose. It is a dense source of sugar, which translates to quick energy, a valuable resource when you are physically and mentally exhausted. In a situation where fresh fruit is a distant memory, jam provides a shelf-stable alternative that can last for years without refrigeration. It is a simple, effective way to add calories and palatability to your food supply. During the initial stages of panic buying, people grab what is familiar, comforting, and easy. Jams, jellies, and other sweet spreads fit that description perfectly. They are an easy way to make basic starches more enjoyable, stretching your core supplies further by making them more desirable to eat day after day. Underestimating the role of comfort and flavor in a survival diet is a mistake. That jar of strawberry jam could be the difference between grim endurance and resilient optimism. 11. The source of life, potable water. Of all the essential items that will vanish in a crisis, none will disappear faster or with more finality than bottled water. While a human can survive for weeks without food, the body can only last a few days without water. This is a fundamental truth of survival that is deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. As a result, the moment a state of emergency is declared or even hinted at, a primal instinct kicks in, and the public descends on stores to secure a supply of clean drinking water. History provides undeniable proof of this phenomenon. Before hurricanes, during widespread power outages, or in the face of civic disruption, the water aisle is the first to be stripped bare, often within hours. The speed at which it happens is stunning and leaves anyone who hesitated with nothing. The urgency is magnified by the fragility of our public water systems. Most people take for granted that safe, drinkable water will always flow from their taps. However, modern water treatment and pumping stations are heavily reliant on a functioning power grid. In a grid-down scenario, these facilities would cease to operate, rendering tap water either unavailable or dangerously unsafe to drink. The fear of contamination or a complete shutdown of municipal water is a powerful motivator. Families, particularly those with vulnerable members like children or the elderly, will not take chances. They will buy cases upon cases of bottled water, creating a demand surge that no supply chain can withstand. In a prolonged crisis, bottled water transcends its role as a simple necessity and becomes a form of currency. Its value skyrockets, and people will be willing to trade precious resources for it. Securing a supply of water now, along with a reliable method of filtering and purifying it, is the most critical preparatory step you can take. 12. The baker's gold, foundational flours. Flour is the unsung hero of the pantry, and one of the most strategic resources you can have when a food crisis takes hold. It is the fundamental building block for an incredible array of foods, including bread, pasta, tortillas, and simple flatbreads. This versatility is its greatest strength. While pre-made products will vanish from shelves quickly, a bag of flour offers the potential for continued sustenance. It empowers you to create food from scratch, turning a few simple ingredients into a life-sustaining meal. This is why those with foresight make flour a top priority, and it disappears from stores much faster than many people anticipate. Its unassuming paper bag hides its immense value, but once panic sets in, its importance becomes clear to everyone. The true vulnerability of flour lies in its complex journey from a wheat field to your local store. Its availability is dependent on stable agricultural seasons, functioning mills, and uninterrupted global transportation networks. Any disruption, be it from drought, fuel shortages, or geopolitical conflict, can sever this chain, causing supplies to dwindle rapidly. As flour becomes scarce, the first and most obvious consequence is the disappearance of bread from commercial bakeries. Then, the price of flour itself begins to climb until it becomes an expensive, hard-to-find luxury. For those who have the skills to bake, possessing flour is like having a superpower. It provides food security and a degree of self-reliance that is impossible to achieve with packaged goods alone. The ability to make a simple loaf of bread can not only feed your family, but also provide a powerful psychological boost. Securing a long-term supply of flour and learning how to use it is not just a smart idea. It is a foundational pillar of true preparedness. 13. The liquid gold, raw honey. Honey is nature's perfect survival food, a substance so remarkable that its value skyrockets in times of crisis. It is far more than just a simple sweetener, it is a multi-purpose powerhouse. The most incredible property of honey is its indefinite shelf life. When stored properly, it never spoils, making it the ultimate long-term food asset. This unique characteristic, combined with its nutritional and medicinal properties, makes it a prime target for those looking to build a resilient pantry. Honey is packed with natural sugars, providing a rapid source of energy, which can be critical in a high-stress, physically demanding situation. It also contains antioxidants and boasts natural antibacterial qualities, which have been recognized for centuries. During a shortage, honey's versatility becomes a key advantage. It can be used to make other foods more palatable, soothe a sore throat, or even be applied topically to minor cuts and burns to help prevent infection. This dual role as both food and medicine makes it an incredibly efficient item to store. Parents in particular will seek it out as a natural, comforting food that children will readily accept. As the crisis deepens and access to manufactured goods and medicines becomes limited, these natural remedies become invaluable. However, the global honey supply is already under strain due to challenges facing bee populations. This pre-existing fragility means that when panic buying begins, the available supply will be depleted with astonishing speed. Those who fail to recognize honey's importance will miss out on securing a timeless, multifunctional superfood that can provide comfort, energy, and wellness when they are needed most. 14. The hearty grain, rolled oats. Oats are a cornerstone of any serious survival pantry, and for good reason. They represent one of the most efficient, cost-effective, and dependable sources of nutrition available, which is precisely why they are one of the first bulk items to be cleared from shelves in a crisis. A large container of rolled oats is inexpensive and can provide dozens of hearty, filling meals. This incredible return on investment makes them a priority for families trying to maximize their food budget in anticipation of hard times. Oats are packed with fiber and complex carbohydrates, which provide a slow, steady release of energy. This helps to keep you feeling full and energized for hours, a crucial benefit when meals may be smaller or less frequent than normal. The versatility of oats is another factor that drives their demand. The most obvious use is a simple bowl of porridge, which can be prepared with just hot water, but their utility extends far beyond breakfast. Oats can be ground into flour to bake breads and crackers, used as a binder in makeshift meatloaves, or combined with other ingredients to create dense, no-bake energy bars. They are also gentle on the digestive system, making them an ideal food for all ages, from young children to the elderly. When the initial panic subsides and the reality of a long-term shortage sets in, people will quickly realize the need for sustainable, calorie-dense foods that can be stretched. Oats fit this role perfectly. Waiting until the shelves are already thinning is a mistake. Securing a supply of this humble yet powerful grain is one of the smartest and simplest steps you can take to ensure your family's food security. 15. The foundation of the pantry, canned goods. When a crisis looms, canned goods become the bedrock of food security, and the rush to acquire them is immediate and intense. Their rapid disappearance is driven by a simple and powerful logic. They are durable, convenient, and offer complete peace of mind. Canned foods are impervious to pests, protected from the elements, and require no refrigeration, making them the perfect solution for a world where the power grid may be unreliable. Their long shelf life, often spanning several years, means they can be purchased well in advance and trusted to be ready when needed. This combination of longevity and reliability makes the canned goods aisle ground zero during any panic buying event. Soups, stews, vegetables, meats, and sauces are swept into shopping carts as people scramble to build a buffer against uncertainty. The ultimate advantage of canned food is its convenience in a true emergency.